Good morning. Namaste. I bid you great love, and I hope that your day you have a little bit of opportunity to practice some of your intentional awareness. Okay? Every new day is a new day of blessings, opportunities, growths, and challenges. We recently talked about brain health and how foods, spices, and herbs can greatly assist you in maintaining a healthy balance, as well as talked about, I want to make sure I get this correct, the biological responses and activity of eating whole, clean, meaning no pesticides, no additives, no fillers, ingredients in our food when we cook it, when we prepare it, whether it's in cooked form or raw form, whether it's in tea form or smoothies. We often have a go attitude because we've been programmed to move with purpose. But that purpose isn't always a purpose for your unique self. Sometimes that purpose is under the disguise of someone or something else's expectations. When it comes to food and your physical consumption, a great amount of importance of attention and intention is necessary to live a balanced, healthy life. Some of the information that I bring to the table today will be probably some repeats because these are universal spices and herbs that help throughout the whole body system, not just the color component. Right now I have my Reiki Master shirt that was gifted to me probably about 3 or 4 months ago. Could be a little bit longer. And in each one, it has color-coded markers to represent each of the primary energy centers in the middle imaginary line of your body, okay? And I say imaginary because we don't typically see an actual physical line along the middle of a person's body. But at the bottom, which is considered the first, is the root chakra, or red, where you can use color components of your food with the intent to serve in that capacity in the highest good for yourself, expelling what no longer serves you through physical consumption. Red color-coded items, fruits, vegetables, you name it, okay? The second is the sacral, okay? Where you allow your passion, your creativity to flow, okay? You might find orange colors in sweet peppers, carrots, oranges, peaches, apricots, you name it. As well as spices and herbs, turmeric, some of the herbal blends of curry, the orange curry, not the red curry, okay? Red curry would be the root, would be associated with the root. It doesn't mean that it won't be supportive throughout the whole body, okay? Then you have your solar plexus. This is your seat of willpower, okay? Your personal power of will. What you will yourself. A lot of times, this becomes clouded and blocked, and we end up seeing in a physical nature a distended stomach of stored waste that hasn't moved. By eating in alignment with elevated food, we help to break it up and allow natural energy to flow through and push it out of our system. Um, some people will say that you should probably try a vegan diet or a vegetarian only diet. Some practice a carnivore diet. I personally believe that nature is one of the most abundant sources of natural provided elements for your physical essence. Okay. So I'm not going to say don't eat red meats or don't eat meat or uh, condone eating only one specific lifestyle manner. And the reason why I say that is because you will not receive the full balance necessary for your body. Okay, you can find proteins in beans and plant-based items. You can also find um, essential vitamins and nutrients, etc., etc. But a lot of the time, you end up minimizing the potency of cellular repair. So a balanced diet, and I don't want to use diet as a negative term. I want to say it as your way of physical consumption for your body, okay? Serves yourself in a high capacity. And your body is already intelligent. It doesn't need ego or mental anguishness of how to serve you. You give it to it and it knows how to serve you in its best intelligent way. Okay. And then what it can't use, it gets rid of most of the time. The greater value of nutrients that you provide your body, the easier your body can utilize, metabolize, and disperse it throughout your body. The lower value of food or physical sustenance that you consume of quality, the harder your body has to work. Even though it's very intelligent, it has to basically kick it into overgear. But sometimes we hold on to stuck energy, okay, stored blocks, whichever one you want to call it. And today I'm going to talk about radiance health. This is going to involve one of your largest organisms, which is your skin that covers your whole body, okay? I'm also going to talk about the throat, the thyroid, the muscles, the ligaments, the ability to turn your head, the ability to support posture, to speak or communicate. When you have any low vibration in this area, you end up experiencing physical complications or challenges, such as maybe a sore, scratchy throat, or a thyroid that is probably not operating in optimal condition, okay? Our skin is more than a protective covering, okay? It's also our detector of our external environment. If you put your skin close to a source element, you might feel residual heat of something that might have had heat going on at a historical point, but it hasn't cooled down to such a degree that your body cannot pick it up. Instead, your body picks it up readily. The higher that heat, the more readily in tune your body can sense the heat residual of that. Such as growing up, your parents might have told you don't touch the hot stove because you're going to burn yourself. Well, you didn't have the experience of sensing it. You had the ideology and the belief structure provided to you, because as a child we just absorb and soak up as a sponge, becoming part of you, and you might have chose not to go near the stove because of that. Now, I'm not saying that in that conditioning that it's inherently bad or good. I'm saying that a lot of times it dampens your ability to tune into the subtlety of sensory input. Okay, and your skin is one of your primary sensory inputs to interpret your external environment. Okay, it reflects hydration, the level of hydration that you are at, nourishment, circulation throughout the body, and the body's natural intelligence to renew itself through the quality of value of physical food sustenance. Okay, we talked about awareness in consumption, and we also talked about how properties might inflame the body and how properties are an aid to help decrease the amount of inflammation in the body. Okay, a lot of these will be repeat ones because they serve the whole body, but I broke it down into specific categories. Okay, so you're going to see repeats. Turmeric, we mentioned turmeric, brain, olfactory system. Turmeric helps maintain a healthy, protective skin barrier for your body. Okay, it also lowers oxidative stress in the cellular tissue of the skin itself. Okay, every day old skin cells run their course. All right, if we don't maintain a regular hygienic balance, it accumulates on the outside, and you might have dry, itchy skin, you might have buildup, etc., etc. So you might grab something that might be an over-the-counter lotion, or something to add hydration. The purpose of eating food in alignment is to work from the inside out. Okay, not saying that you can't put a topical lotion on or anything like that, but that's only going to serve the symptom that is displaying itself in a physical manner. It's not going to serve the root cause of that. You might mitigate it by practicing a more regularly hygienic routine. Okay, I know people that go days without showers, and I know people that shower every single day, sometimes multiple times per day. You know, it is what it is. As you are cleaning yourself in the shower, you are literally scrubbing away dead skin cells that have served their purposes, opening up the pores, opening up the skin to produce new healthy cellular skin structure. Okay, and you can go down and you can study biology, you can study the mechanics of how the anatomy of the body works internally, externally. I'm not here to teach you that class. That's on your own due diligence. It's in here, and I put it into practice and apply it, and I give you the feedback. Okay. Ginger, we talked about ginger before. Ginger for the skin helps with healthy circulation throughout. Okay, and aids the delivery of oxygen throughout the whole body as well as the skin. Okay, remember I said some of these herbs are herbs and spices are going to serve more than just one particular functionality of imbalance in the body. Parsley, we have not talked on parsley yet. Parsley is rich with vitamin K and vitamin C, supporting collagen formation and production of new healthy skin cells. Now you can go into the store and you can find a supplement that that says collagen or has these multivitamins. Um, but you can actually use your food as a source of natural medicinal properties to bring yourself back into balance, okay? Or an elevated state of balance. Uh, we talked about spinach. Spinach is rich in vitamin A, C, E, folate, and lutein for overall skin health. If you might go out into a tropical area and spend time at the beach, and even though you might have put some of that sunscreen on, you might have gotten a little bit red. This will help serve you in a positive manner. Okay. Um, Cucumber. Cucumber has a high hydration quotient. I like to do what's called water fusions, where I take clean drinking water and I'll fuse it with either sliced cucumbers or sliced watermelon, and I'll allow the absorption to basically fuse together with one another, complementing one another rather than competing for space. And then I consume it just like I do drinking water out of my gallon holder. I go through that gallon of water 3-4 times a day. But let's talk about the neck. Okay, a lot of people have not put a lot of awareness on the functionality and purpose of having the neck, the muscles, and the usage and how it serves you in its natural, intelligent way. Okay, the neck is more than a bridge between head and body. Okay, it's a support for you, for your posture, for movement of your head. It protects your vital blood vessels, your thyroid, your nerves in your neck. You know, you ever have an experience with like someone called it a pinched nerve, or you couldn't move your head too far because you slept in a certain way? It helps in recovery of that. I'm not going to say it cures it, and I'm not going to say that it completely mitigates it, but I'm going to say that it helps in the recovery process of that. Okay. Your neck also houses, like I said, the thyroid gland, and allows us to talk, communicate, swallow. When we chew something and goes through our throat, before it comes down here, it's got to go through the throat, right? If you don't chew it well enough and you try to swallow a large item of food, you could block the pathway of breathing, and then someone that is certified in CPR or Heimlich maneuver can help loosen it or lodge it. Okay. And breath, ease of breath. As you breathe in your nose, you're breathing the air in your nose through the pathway of your throat, all the way down in your diaphragm, because I teach mindful somatic breathing as well, to let that energy come in, assigning an intention and purpose other than just survival. You know what I mean? And then on your exhalation, instead of coming back out of your nose, it comes out of your mouth. So back up through the throat and out of your mouth. Okay. Pumpkin seeds. I haven't talked on this yet. And pumpkin seeds is also a versatile item, rich in vitamins, omegas, proteins. But it's an excellent natural source of zinc and aids wound healing, similar to copper, but a little bit different, okay? Um, Working from the inside out. If you're trying to consume it and see a physical change on the external side, you may form a biased opinion that something's not working. And the actuality of it is it's always working underneath the surface before you see a physiological change on the outside, okay? Leafy greens, your salads, like spinach, romaine, a little bit of kale. Don't consume a lot of kale, but in moderation. Rich in so many source vitamins. I can't. I like to call these the heart leaves, and the reason why is because they serve your heart, your chest, your breathing, your blood vessels, your ligaments, your muscles, your tissues, cellular structure, vibrating or elevating the cells to an elevated state of vibration to bring you back into balance, okay? At the heart of our existence, we honor our body by what we put into it. We can also dishonor our body by eating unintentionally or out of habits, okay? These foods are rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory properties, reduction of built-up stress in the physical component, okay? That gets stored in the body, and you are a participator with your body. Your body's not going to do the work by itself. It will do as much work with its intelligence as it can by what you give it, but it's going to require you to participate in your balanced well-being lifestyle, okay? You can the upper chest, like right here, sometimes people refer to the pink chakra, okay? It wasn't included in the original 7 primary chakras, but it's known as the chakra of compassion, of love, of forgiveness, kindness, gentleness, okay? The center, the heart center, is all of the things that you have formed likes and dislikes of, favorabilities and non-favorabilities of. You store trauma in the physicality of your body. And sometimes it might not be in that spot. Sometimes it might have got lodged there and then it was loosened and it moved through the pathway of your intelligent network within your body and showed up somewhere else, like your hip or your ribs, your stomach, your spleen, your liver, your gallbladder, you name it. It could even, if it runs its course and it comes to a block and it's in your legs, before it fully expels out of the body, okay? Play with your food, all right? In a manner of understanding how best it can serve you. Now, I know people have busy schedules, and I know people work variable time frames, and they're thinking 25 minutes, 30 minutes for lunch is adequate enough to eat and return back to work. I'm going to let you do your due diligence on understanding the length of time it takes for your body to truly metabolize what you have just consumed, and its pursuit of support in encouraging you to get up and move with that energy, to utilize that energy in a aligned, productive manner that supports yourself as well as throughout the day. Okay. Many people will eat out of habit, and they eat breakfast, do nothing with the energy except for their work. Maybe they have a physically demanding work and it actually serves them well. And so maybe they increase the caloric count of amount of food they eat to support them before it's lunchtime, right? But what if I'm eating breakfast and I'm going back to bed or laying down on the couch watching TV? What's happening with that energy I just consumed? It gets stored. It's being stored because your body is prepared to provide you the energy to get up and move. Okay, and I'm not saying high intensity workouts or overstressing the body through demanding complex workout systems. Okay, go out in nature and walk for 15-20 minutes. And that's just an example. Maybe do some yoga, Tai Chi, or any other form of martial arts that you might be familiar with or would like to get into. The whole purpose of eating this way is to create balance in the body. Okay? I don't see a doctor. I mean, I might have a health check. In fact, yeah, I don't typically see a doctor. The last time I saw a doctor, it was in an incident that I had a knife in my hand because I went to pick up dishes in a sink that have water, and last I knew there was no knife in there. Well, I stepped away for about probably not even 5 minutes, right? Came back to it, and I was ready to perform the task of washing dishes and stuff. These were utensils and stuff, spoons, knives, forks, but they weren't the sharp knives. And well, someone used a sharp knife and put it right into the water without giving me awareness of that happening. So I was operating off the last manner of which I had set it as, not knowing that an outside source came in and added a component, a variable, into it. Well, long story short, the knife went through my hand here and came out. You can probably see the scar right here to the other side. Well, I did what I normally do. I just wrapped it up and held pressure onto it. And well, my wife was like, no, we're going to the doctor. You got to get that closed up, cleaned up, etc., etc. So we did. Went to the doctor, got it cleaned up, sewed up, had to see a hand specialist. And apparently, your hand has so many nerves that if cut and severed if cut and severed, it can make the hand inoperable to utilize, well beyond the skin healing itself. It never severed, it never cut any vital nerve or anything. I poured Reiki into it. I ate clean energy, physical sustenance. I did meditations. I did mindfulness. I did affirmations. And I kid you not, it was healing on its own at an accelerated rate because I gave it sources in a high vibrational manner. And that's the whole purpose of providing this content, is encouraging you to do your due diligence to determine if this is a path that you want to walk down in creating balance in your body. Rather than throwing something at the symptom that has physically manifested in a way that now demands your attention, versus serving from the inside out. Okay? If you have questions on skin, neck, upper chest, or upper back, these all everything that is highlighted in a preview or a very brief version of food, spices, and herbs serves unanimously, almost universally in your body, but in those primary components. Reach out. I have no problem answering your questions or giving you direction and guidance. Now, I cannot do the work for you, but I can guide you to your next aligned step if this is something that you want to go down the path of experiencing. Okay? Namaste. I bid you great well and elevated vibration. Let your vibration rise daily. Okay? Get out in nature, enjoy some of the sun. Have fun with your cooking. Okay? Even if you're just starting out. You don't have to get everything and fill up your whole kitchen with it, but have fun with your cooking. Okay? I love you guys. Be well.